flirt with a boy, and then he told me that I am not hot enough to be this mean. And you know what? I think he might be right.
Whilst it's obvious to anyone with an ounce of logic that the patriarchy doesn't exist, or if it does, it in no way benefits 99.8% of men. However, hearing women whine about how the patriarchy is so bad for them makes me wish it did, and that men gained something from it. I am amazed at what people put online, like it is important. These folks need a better life, or something that makes their life full, so they don't have to go online and make themselves look like idiots.
I can do anything that a man can do. I deserve to be treated equal. I am so sick and tired of being treated like one of the guys. What can a girl do to get an ounce of respect from men? Chivalry is dead. Dead.
So tired of hearing they don't need men. That is until the car breaks down, the plumbing fails, anything that requires strength, or they need protection from something. Guess they didn't think of that.
Why would they want one? What's the number one thing that motivates guys in relationships? We're all thinking the same thing, and they can get that whenever they want, with no commitment nowadays. They can meet that need, live on their own, make their own decisions, and do what else they want to do. We've devalued sharing our lives and decisions. We look at it as more of a chore now, and most relationships survive on the feeling of love until that wears out because it's temporary, and then they have to really love someone, and that requires work, effort, and they don't want to do that anymore.
Modern ideologies claim to have freed women, but they have merely made them into glorified corporate slaves. While some modern women don't want to be objectified, they do want the freedom to dress however they like, even if that means being extremely provocative and attention-seeking.
So why is it that it feels like men are giving up on dating? On a daily basis, I have so many women say to me they just can't find quality men out there to be able to build a relationship with.
They barely cover themselves, go out more, and demand respect from good men at the same time. At the end of the day, these women receive no respect, and a ton of males only want to be with them for casual one-night stands without even thinking about anything long-term. There is still hope for men who go their own way in the world, despite all this degradation. As you can see, the foundation is really strong, and a number of men with very different viewpoints are happier than ever. Many boys and men are awakening to political correctness and Me Too movements. Saying something without offending someone is difficult.
My date showed up with her best friend. They ordered the most expensive food and drinks. I said I had to use the bathroom. I hope Daddy's credit card works.
People are mad at me for leaving a date who brought her best friend to dinner. Essentially, I had a date plan with one of the girls, and when I arrived, she said her friend was joining us. And when we sat down, they started ordering drinks and appetizers and complimented me the whole time. At this point, I knew this was a scam, and I left. And people are saying that I didn't have a right to leave because those women probably earn triple my wage, and I can't face the embarrassment of not being able to afford cheap drinks. And that poor dudes shouldn't date, just stay at home. I don't know, what do you guys think?
This is disrespect. If it is a planned date in an intimate setting, it should just be the two of you. And for her to invite her friend to sit down with you guys, it's disrespectful of your time.
If you want a lot of women but no commitment, go for it. Be always respectful, of course, and resist the temptation to believe that you are neglecting them or working too hard. Go for it too if you want the Sigma way of life. Men do not compel other men to share their viewpoints. They just exchange experiences and promote genuine diversity, which, incidentally, is a strength of their community.
Do you care about being liked for your personality at all, or it's just like your status? Like,
if you don't reach a certain status, she's not going to give a f about your personality. That's the reality.
I don't believe that's true. The first thing that somebody is attracted to is your personality, charm, and your charisma. Personality, charm, and your charisma.
For me personally, it's you have to meet me at least halfway or higher.
Okay.
You know, but like,
so if you're making 100 grand, you would not date a guy that makes 40 grand.
I want to be able to grow from you.
So the answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Be able to grow from you.
Adam just asked you, right? If you can date a guy that doesn't match your requirements for money, right? What'd you say? Your level or above?
Yeah.
It proves my point before when I said you can't even play the game unless you're of a certain level, but then you guys want to talk about personality. And I'm saying men can't even play sometimes with certain types of women and won't even get a chance unless they rise to a certain level.
A man will work 18 hours a day and then come home to his woman only to find her nagging and whining about everything in her day and how she wants him to do this and do that. Women love to gossip, they love drama, and they love arguing about everything. On top of that, they expect men to listen to all of this on a daily basis.
That they don't see guys as like, we're like fourth. I think for Zoomer women, we're like seventh most important. And for women past the wall, we're like fourth most important priority, right? We're not as important as we think we are to women, right? If women do not show me that they don't care about being in relationships, right? Then why would I chase them down? I've had women that, offer to take care of my puppy, right? Almost lose him, almost get him killed, and then hand him over to me and say, hey, sorry about your dog, and then laugh and say, hey, I can't see you anymore. I'm seeing another guy. And then a week before that, we were holding hands at a coffee shop. A lot of men are trying their best and have tried their whole lives to be in the top so they can get a wife and kids. And guess what? Women still are not asking for relationships. I can promise you, you can't see this, and I don't blame you because you don't.
I guess it's for these reasons that men are turning away from women and realizing that it's just not worth it anymore because they bring negativity, drama, gossip, conflict, lies, and dishonesty to the table, which overrides anything good they might bring to the relationship. While men are seekers of peace in relationships, women want the opposite.
Oh my goodness, her delusion is over 9,000.
You'd be cool with a guy that makes less money, but he's a hard worker, like he's ambitious.
Yeah.
Let's say he just started his own business, but he makes $45,000 a year. Would you date him?
You wouldn't be able to afford my engagement ring. I'm getting an 8-carat cushion cut vintage engagement ring. If you make $45,000 a year, it would take you 4 years? No. 8 years to afford my engagement ring?
I don't know anything about rings. How much is that?
About $200,000.
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
My ring has to sparkle from across the street. Like, you have to see that shit. It's gonna blind people.
But that's so superficial. Okay, well, I'm just thinking, like, you're gonna miss out on a lot of guys because I'm telling you, no, but not in a good way.
Subscribe for more content like this.
In case you're unaware of what men who go their own way are all about, keep listening. The mainstream media and social movements that support de facto inequality, a lack of morals, and the decline of the so-called developed countries have limited their methods by characterizing men who go their own way as a patriarchal, anti-woman, radical, and separatist movement.
I have just reached a new level of crazy because I just made, well, not made, like I said, I did not make, he did it out of his own free will, but my boyfriend, my fiance, because we just got engaged, just signed a legal document and we got it notarized that if he cheats on me, he has to pay my bills. We did. We just got a legal document signed and actually got it notarized, like legal AF, that if he cheats on me, he's screwed.
Oh God.
You can't make this shit up.
I don't want to hear that shit.
I'm so smart or crazy, I don't know.
Focus on yourselves, kings.
This online social community, which is short for men going their own way, is a reaction to a society that values women more than males and encourages men to define and live out their lives independently. It can also be seen as an ideology that empowers males to assert their own authority and acknowledges their freedom to refuse anything or anyone. It offers nothing new. Most modern women, for instance, pay attention since they are about to grasp the essentials of this thinking, how it helps men, and the reasons why some social groups detest it.
What are you doing?
Taking out my clear lines because I can't eat them. My clear lines.
Can't you go to the bathroom and take them out?
Well, yeah, I could. I just didn't think you would mind.
Well, I do.
I'm sorry. I guess.
Oh, this is all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I'm not really up for that kind of stuff.
Are you seriously leaving?
What do you guys think about this clip? Did he go too far? Was this justified? What do you think?
Men who go their own way are becoming increasingly popular as more guys realize that the traditional life of marriage and children is not a realistic option for them nowadays. Men are becoming more and more dissatisfied with social norms, unfair laws, and disrespectful women.
My number one tip for any woman dating right now.
Anyone want to wager a guess what this advice is going to be about? Somehow guessing by the caption that it's going to be about money.
Is to make him pay for everything.
Ooh, it's fun to be right. Now let's see why they think the guy should pay for everything.
If he doesn't pay for you, he will not feel as invested in you because he's put literally actual no investment in you.
So dating is a form of investment now. There's something to be said for transactional relationships, isn't there?
So make him pay for everything. Good luck.
Well, that's all well and good. But what exactly is the guy getting in return for this investment? As apparently that's what relationships are now. A guy being fully invested by paying for everything. But yet, what's the return on that investment? Because, after all, just because he pays for everything, that's no guarantee that the woman is even going to stay in the relationship or even remain remotely interested, and could in fact be entertaining other men as well that are also paying for everything. So what exactly is the benefit that the guy is getting out of all of this, I wonder?
Are women happier than men or are men happier than women? Let's get into it. I got some science for you today. Studies show that men are actually happier than women. Women constantly score higher in neuroticism in psychological studies. What is neuroticism? Neuroticism is a trait that tends to experience negative emotions like anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression. Why is this so? Differences in brain chemistry and hormone fluctuations. Women are more prone to stress and ruminate. Men tend to engage in active problem-solving behaviors when they experience stress. And because of their coping mechanism, they are not experiencing as much negative emotions.
The fundamental tenets of men who go their own way include choosing not to get married, avoiding unnecessary conflict, and living without being in a lifelong relationship with women. Men and the men who go their own way. Community occasionally express a desire for a girlfriend or multiple girlfriends, but never consider entering into a marriage contract. They may even desire to use surrogacy to have a child, even though they are not married.
Yes,
How much do a man gotta make to be with you?
at least $1,000.
A year?
No.
A month?
Every day.
$1,000 every day?
Yeah.
He gotta make $1,000 every day to be with you.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's bare minimum to me. I need things done. I need my lifestyle.
So how much you gotta make a day to be with him?
He shouldn't worry about that.
So what can you do for a man that making all that money a day?
Bring him peace and happiness.
$1,000 a day.
Yes. Yes. 1,000 is nothing per day.
But you make 1,000?
I make more than that. So
Okay.
that's bare minimum.
These are, once more, unusual circumstances. The lack of want for marriage is the underlying factor, though, as divorce is a brutally taxing financial and emotional experience. Simply put, men who go their own way are against cohabitation and marriage. The gynocentrism, or rather the feminine privilege that has afflicted modern society, is something that men who go their own way, men are standing against.
Men should always pay on the first date, and this is why.
Okay, let's hear why. Spoiler alert, it has to do with how much money they spent on making up their face.
There's about to be $2,000 on my face, so
How much? Oh dear. Now let's see why it costs almost $2,000 to put on one's face.
starting with Dior moisturizer, $135, Dior Capture View Serum, $125, Dior Primer, $50, Armani Primer, $46, Flawless Filter, $49, Chanel Liquid Highlighting Drops, $57, Dior Foundation, $57, Dior Concealer, $40, Chanel Bronzer, $60, Chanel Multi-Use Stick, $50, Chanel Blush Stick, $54, YSL Highlighter, $27, Chanel Powder, $56, Dior Bronzer, $50, Dior Highlight, $50, Dior Backstage, $48, these Dior Blushes, $80 total, Dior Backstage, $52, Eyeshadow, $68, Dior Eyeliner, $35, $68, Bamboo Stone, $24, Eyeliner, $35, Eyelash Curler, $35, Dior Mascara, $33, YSL Mascara, $35, Royal Lip Liner, $24, Charlotte Tilbury Liner, $25, Chanel Lip Duo, $48, Chanel Lip Gloss, $40, Urban Decay Setting Spray, $36. Total cost is $1,745. If you're a girl, make sure the man pays. Don't waste $2,000 on nothing.
Now that we've seen that, let's take a look at the before and the after. Now, it's just my opinion, but I actually do believe that most gentlemen would prefer how one looked before. Spending almost $2,000 to apply product to one's face just in an effort to try to impress someone On a first date, no less. Because it really does speak volumes that someone would spend that amount of money just to try to impress someone. And indeed, it says that women really don't do that for themselves. They do that for men.
Men should always pay for the first date. Why? Because they are supposedly paid more? Or is it because when it comes to actually paying, women forget all the talk of equality? Here's something interesting someone had to say about this. Sure, let's do a counterbalance. Guys, shower before the date. They need shampoo and shower gel, shaving foam, razor blades, deodorant, and cologne. Women want to be picked up by a car, so we still need to include a vehicle, insurance for the car, and gasoline. So by now, men spend more money before a date than women. A tip for all women who calculate such counterbalances: the money you spent on all that makeup would be better invested in character than in filler.
Men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. We want you somewhere, like in the dwelling, just not here, like just like around the corner, in the vents. You can sit in the vent, I don't care if you want to watch me, but in the on the roof, anywhere, but just not in front of me, trying to be my friend. What you doing? What you doing? Watching baseball? Why you watching baseball by yourself?
Men who go their own way are not totalitarians. They don't hold protests, demolish monuments, or demand increased government spending and control. Men who want to go their own way don't wish to alter the status quo. Instead, they prefer being sigmas to alphas. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.